Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to all of you. I'm Kuratulain Fahad from Beacon House School System, Allama Iqbal Town, Lahore, Pakistan. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you all to this session in the World Education Week, in which we are going to share the rationale for our environmental project, our journey, challenges we faced, success we had, and our plans for the future. But before we do all that, let's hear messages from our sponsors who have created this wonderful platform to share our best practices.
Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom. Temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.
Ladies and gentlemen, first let me introduce you to the city of Lahore, where our school is located. Our school is in the provincial capital city of Lahore, a city whose history dates back to ancient times, a city that has been a mandatory stopping point for various famous explorers and conquerors that came to the subcontinent, a city known for the grandeur of its buildings from the Mughal era, and it is also famous for its music, cuisine, and culture. But sadly, all is not rosy here. Quality of the environment in Lahore has been steadily declining for the last 2 decades, and there are various factors that have contributed to this change. One of the most prominent factors is the growing population. Population in Lahore has reached an alarming number of 13 million people. As a result, new housing schemes are starting every now and then to accommodate the influx of people who are moving to the city to work and settle here. This has meant stripping the land of trees to construct new houses. As the population has increased, so has the volume of traffic. Public transport system for this hefty population is inadequate, because of which people prefer to use their own vehicles to move around the city. According to the Vehicle Registration Authority, there are 6.2 million cars only in Lahore. This dangerous combination of reduced number of trees, explosive population, and high volume of traffic has left a drastic mark on the environment of our city. The amount of waste generated in Lahore measures about 7,000 tons per day, 30% of which is non-biodegradable. Due to all the above factors, air quality index of the city has been at a hazardous level for the last 3 years. You see, the normal air quality index states that safe concentration of pollutants in the air should be below 50, but ours has been up in the 200s, 4 times above the accepted levels. There have been several national and provincial, there have been several environmental projects by the national and provincial governments to rescue the situation. But I'm sure you people would agree that no initiative can succeed unless it has public support. And we, with the help of our students, parents, and the journal community, decided to provide that support and play a role in the form of a project that would not only educate our children about the importance of environment and the role of an individual in improving it, but also encourage the journal community about how we could improve and sustain our ecosystem. To share further details about this project, I would like to invite our headmistress, Ms. Samira Ehtasham, who is also the pioneer of Environment Sustainability Project in the campus. But let's watch a video first.
आलूगी की रोकथाम के लिए बच्चों को आगाही दी गई और पौधे उठाए गए। बीकन हाउस स्कूल सिस्टम प्राइमरी सेक्शन ने इको क्लब में माहौलियाती आलूदगी के खतरात के लिए मुहिम का आगाज किया, जिसमें महकमा जंगलात के ताउन से स्कूल में पौधे लगाए गए। स्कूल इंतजामिया और तलबा ने मुहिम के दूसरे मरहले में अब स्कूल के करीबी पार्क में पौधे लगाने का सिलसिला शुरू कर दिया है। इस मौका पर असातिज़ा इरशाद बरकत, सुमेरा एहतशाम, इमरान महज के साथ दीगर स्टाफ ने मिलकर पौधे लगाए। असातिज़ा का कहना था कि मुल्क में
Hi everyone. As Guratulan just informed you about the situation in our city, it was no surprise to us that students were getting sick quite frequently during the year 2018. School closure was announced multiple times during the year, and we had to ask our students to wear masks even before COVID-19 made it mandatory to do so. It was a high time to revisit and review the relationship between us and the environment, and to make our young generation aware of environmental education, its knowledge, skills, and attitudes to modify the existing situation for better. Students were already getting knowledge about pollution, its types and causes while studying science, but that was all knowledge based. We rescheduled the timetable of the classes and added one eco club where they could participate and take up meaningful environmental activities and projects. All activities were designed and planned with a vision for the students to reach out to influence and engage their family, friends, neighborhood, and finally to community to promote sound environmental behavior. We asked for volunteers from the teaching staff and formed an eco team, shared the vision, and together we developed the objectives of the program. We set 4 objectives of the program to achieve. One was to promote awareness about environmental issues, then to motivate students to keep their surroundings green and clean, and to inculcate habits and lifestyles for minimum waste generation. Then to sensitize the students to minimize the use of plastic bags. And then educate students to create awareness amongst the public. Student council was taken on board because students at Beacon House are always active partners in decision making. They were asked to start thinking green and clean. Council members started conducting meetings with their respective class fellows and came up with some very interesting and practical ideas to protect environmental sustainability of the planet. After a few meetings, we decided to start the program with our school first. Eco team chose an area of the school backyard for green transformation, where old and worn out furniture was dumped earlier. It was given the name Eco Patio. We shared the announcements on the Facebook page. Parents were taken on board through circulars and the work started. We started revamping the patio with the plants which were donated by the students along with their art teachers. Not only they planted the saplings, but also started sowing the seeds of different shady and fruit trees. This is how we tried to integrate this with science, as the students were observing the growth of the plant as well. Almost every alternate month, we had a plantation drive, which created awareness amongst the students to play their role in protecting the environment through personal involvement. They donated plants very generously every year, and still they are doing. We announced eco warriors at each level. They were chosen against a set criteria and were awarded with the badges every month during morning assemblies. We had regular meetings with them during the month and to get their feedback and to share the solutions to fight back the emergent findings. Eco warriors not only took the responsibility of sharing their own views, but also they used to pass on the gained information from eco meetings to their class fellows. Now, here, not only that they were working for the environment, but side by side, we were developing their other skills like confidence, communication, and negotiation. They were quite prompt in turning off the lights and other gadgets of the school when they were not in use. This contributed a little in reducing the electricity bills of the schools also. Eco Warriors conducted a waste audit and found that students were in the habit of eating junk more than eating healthy. In order to promote zero waste in bins, we fixed healthy eating days of the week. Students were encouraged to bring fruits and homemade lunch. We didn't even waste the peel of the fruits. It was used to make a compost, and two waste bins were placed inside the classrooms, which were labeled as organic and inorganic waste bins. Making compost using food scraps not only promoted healthy eating but also helped to save soil of the school from chemical fertilizers. This was a brand new idea for the students at primary level, which helped students to understand the issues of the wider world and the importance of their involvement in such affairs. Our next objective was to say no to plastic bags. In eco lessons, awareness was created about the hazardous effects of plastic on environment and human beings. We requested WWF Lahore, Pakistan too to join hands with us in this awareness campaign because they were also working proactively against climate change in the country. Eco warriors spread this message from class to other sections of the school too. School canteen manager was also taken on board to serve the food in paper bags and paper plates. Next year, we decided to expand this drive, and during this expansion, students were given an opportunity to interact with the community shopkeepers. They brought old newspapers from home, learned to prepare paper bags during their art classes, then distributed them amongst the nearby shopkeepers. Students displayed Say No to Plastic Bag posters also in the shops to further disseminate the campaign to the community members who used to visit shops from time to time. One slogan, which was strongly conveyed to our students, was if you can't reuse it, refuse it. Let's hear more about the involvement of art teachers in this project from very brilliant art section, Ms. Sarosh Kabir. I'll be back with another part of the journey.
Thank you, ma'am. I will tell you a story about turning trash into treasure. An old saying is, one man's trash is another man's treasure. With the projects I conducted, my students and I explored this idea in a literal sense. We believed that using recyclable materials will not only improve creativity of the students, but will also teach them good citizenship by taking care of their natural environment. As per one research, humans have created 8.3 billion metric tons of plastic, which is the same as the weight of 1 billion elephants. We, as our teachers, also played our part by giving our students this awareness that each one of us has to play our part. Otherwise, this number will continue to grow. I believe that art is an excellent way to enact change and bring awareness. Keeping in mind all this, I am going to share an environmentally preferred solution to your everyday unwanted household object. That is a worn-out t-shirt. It's a perfect way to reuse a product and stop it from adding it in the waste. We have taught this DIY technique to our students in the school as well. Next, you will watch a demonstration by one of my students who had learned how to convert a worn-out t-shirt into a cloth bag during the art lesson. Thank you so much.
What an innovative and easy to adopt solution to reduce the waste. We started to see the impact of our eco program when some of the students in our school celebrated their birthday parties by distributing seeds and cloth instead of giving paper. One such inspiring example is Sa. She is also here with us today to celebrate her achievement in environment sustainability. Let's watch what she has to say about this.
I am going to share my story about how I made it my goal to help our planet Earth. The idea clicked while there were numerous environment-related activities being carried in the school. We had a subject called Eco Club, which was a prime source of inspiration for me. I came to know about the hazards of using single-use plastic products and deforestation, which made me worried about my future. Our future specifically. Eco Club activities really helped me to develop a positive attitude, beliefs, and knowledge towards environmental care. Interesting hands-on activities gave us a feeling that our involvement meant something and will create a difference. We are the ones who hold the power to contribute to conservation as a collective. The activity I enjoyed the most was adopting the community park. We had a constant watch over the saplings of the trees we planted. I still remember our frequent visits in the beginning of the adoption, when we used to visit the park with critical eyes in order to identify the specific needs of the park and made recommendations for its further improvement. While working so close to nature, I felt this involvement has helped me to improve not only my personal but emotional well-being too. I wanted to make a difference on an individual level. I told my mother how I wanted to take some action, and we agreed upon the idea to give my classmates and teachers a bag of sunflower seeds to plant on my birthday. We brought that idea to life, and I was appreciated, admired, and became a source of inspiration for others. And this gave a boost to my desire to work for the environment. It was such a motivating experience that I celebrated the next birthday, keeping in mind my same environmental goal by distributing cloth bags in school, not only to my class fellows, but to teachers and support staff as well. I know these actions seem like they won't make a difference in this huge world, but remember, these small steps combine to make a giant difference when everyone works together. Now it's time to listen to a thought-provoking song, The Time Is Now. It is a free resource uploaded on the website of One More Song. Students, along with the music teacher of the school, Mr. Imran Hashmi, is going to present it.
What an outstanding presentation by our students. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us should be asking the same question to ourselves today. If the climate is changing, why aren't we? With time, the impact of our eco program was extended to the neighboring vicinity of the school as well. To talk more about this, I will again call Ms. Samira Tisham to share about the initiative taken in the community.
Thank you, Nan. After fully developing Eco Patio, we extended our initiative and adopted a nearby community park. Facilities here were inadequate and the park was in a very bad shape. It is surrounded by densely populated low-income neighborhoods, and this is our general observation that the parks in upscale neighborhoods are maintained better. We had multiple objectives behind this adoption. Of course, improving the physical condition of the park, developing a positive relation between the school and the residents of the community, connecting children with nature, and developing a sense of responsibility amongst our students. Before stepping into the project, we took the municipal officials and the president of the society on board, requested their help and support, as I believe that their involvement was going to contribute a great deal to translate our plans into physical reality. We took the help of our official Facebook page to generate publicity and kept posting our activity alerts to the parents through circulars. After we got ready to recondition it, students wrote a request letter to the local forest department for donation of some plants, and they really helped us. The day we inaugurated the park for plantation and to announce its formal adoption, a team from local media also joined us for its media coverage. The report also went on air at national level. I think revamping the park was the most exciting part of the project because every effort to improve the park was highly acknowledged by the residents. Students planted around 200 plants from time to time. Our school gardener, Mr. Fayaz, also played a very important part in taking constant care of them. We have seen that the municipal councillor has also become very active now. New benches and swings have also been installed. Caretaker is appointed in the park by the society to ensure the cleaning of the park. In this way, different members of the community have got a chance to have hands-on role in keeping their park clean and beautiful. Children of the neighborhood play here in the evening while their parents sit on benches and enjoy watching them. We believe that this initiative has not only improved the park itself, but the community as a whole. Here I would like to share that for climate change program, we collaborated with Shiva Secondary School, Nepal this year as we were competing for International School Award hosted by British Council through their Connecting Classroom project. And we won this award also. Beacon House School Organization encourages a holistic learning approach, which means learning to prepare students for success in their lives. The scheme of work is underpinned by a dynamic set of knowledge, skills, and behaviors, which is called as Beacon House Learner's Profile, which supports the development of its students into lifelong learners and responsible global citizens. Through various activities which were designed thoughtfully, we tried to polish our students' analytical and critical thinking skills in order to help them to empathize with others and understand the global and environmental issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Samira. This is an amazing initiative and will continue to create a ripple effect in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, let us watch how our little steps towards a green future will change the outlook of this world. Believe me, our fight for a sustainable environment will not go in vain. Gear yourselves up for a mime presentation presented by the girls of the middle section. What a beautiful display of the changed attitude and perspective that we wish to see in the coming generations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to answer the questions that you people have posted in the QA section. Ms. Samira Tasham, Headmistress Upper Primary Section, is here with us today to answer the questions. So, the first question that we have received from the audience is, to what extent were you able to change the mindset of the students in your school? So, Ms. Samira, what is your inference regarding this?
Well, well, it's a question. I can't say 100%, but 30 to 40% of the entire school have started making informed judgments and reasonable decisions on how to act on sustainability issues. When we saw that students and teachers had become conscious of minimizing junk trash, had started going for healthy choices, initiated gifting seed packs, New Year and birthday cards, began using cloth bags instead of plastic bags, we would assume that those small restoration actions had started growing community-wide and now nationwide as well, because our government is also paying a specific focus on making citizens responsible for green and clean Pakistan.
Great, this is an encouraging percentage. The second question is, how are you able to manage the eco activities during the routine timetable? So, how did you manage this, Ms. Samira?
Well, it was possible to carry out a school routine, so we switched to a 6 day cycle of teaching, which is quite flexible. Switching on a timetable really helped us to get one extra period to be consumed as Eco Club. So this is how we proceeded with our program.
What a brilliant use of an extra period. The next question is, what challenges did you confront while running the program? How were you able to resolve them? So, how did you manage the hurdles?
Well, guessing unhealthy eating habits was a real challenge. Changing eating habits meant changing a lifestyle. Almost 80% of the students refused to eat healthy as they didn't like eating fruits, vegetables, and low fat food. We accepted that this will be a slow process for them and for us, as giving up their favorite food was completely a hard nut to crack. So we just allowed them to cheat on weekends only in order to give them time to adjust. We invited nutritionists who talked about the merits and demerits of eating healthy and junk food. Mothers were also taken on board through the same workshop to reconsider the choices of picking healthy. They were hard meals as sending packet food was easier than preparing a tasty, healthy, and low-fat meal daily. We made small and measurable changes in that way. And second biggest challenge was plantation in the park. Initially, whenever students planted in the park, either the plants were damaged or plucked away. So we took the counselor of community on board, involved him, and he later on helped us in the conservation of plants. This is how we survived.
Glad to know that you continued with determination and persistence despite these hurdles. One last question, Ms. Samira. Do you wish to continue with this project? If yes, how do you see it developing?
Yes, definitely we will, inshallah. We would continue again by working rigorously with carbon footprint, which is not going to reduce overnight. We will begin with small steps like using 3 Rs, driving less, minimizing waste, conserving water, and changing eating habits. This is the most important concern at the moment, I think, as it is going to undermine the prosperity and life chances of our young generation. So we will definitely continue with it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Samira, for sharing your thoughts and answering the question. Ladies and gentlemen, we all need to be eco warriors in real life, and we need to take environment friendly decisions consciously. I will share 5 takeaways with you that you people can easily replicate in order to constructively contribute toward the greener future. The first key takeaway that you can learn from our program is proactive citizenship. In our school, we not only worked on making our students law abiding citizens, but we believe that current circumstances require us to make them proactive citizens as well. It is significant to make them learn how to act and actively care for the sustainability of the environment in which we live. Our students are the future, and the future world expects them to take charge now for a sustainable environment. We also worked on creating an environmentally enlightened community. An environmentally enlightened community is the need of the hour, and we expanded our project to increase the impact from an individual level to the community level. We also worked on good health and well-being of our students. The terms green living and green environment are dependent on each other. Our Eco Club programs not only focused on a green environment, but it also worked on inculcating healthy habits in the students. The healthy food drive and exercise programs brought a considerable change in the ratio of absence of students. Empathizing with Mother Nature is also something that we taught our students over these years. All the activities in our eco program were thoughtfully planned to instill in the students that our Mother Nature has a soul too, and empathy will help us understand how nature is vulnerable. We also worked on minimizing our carbon footprints. Considering the stats of Air Quality Index, our section arranged climate walk, fuel-free day, walk more, drive less campaigns to encourage not only the students but the staff and the parents as well to minimize the use of vehicles, especially for traveling to nearby places. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our journey, our success story. Now I would like to invite Head of School, Mr. Irshad to say a few words about our journey.
Thank you, Kuratulan. Ladies and gentlemen, good day. I could not have felt more proud than anyone at this moment. A small project that was started 3 years ago has grown so well that we are celebrating it with the rest of the world. Gradually, it has started to have an impact on the surrounding community. And it is also getting the attention from many important organizations from within the city, but also from around the country. With today's celebration, we hope that our audience has got some useful takeaways that they can take and implement in their context. Our message to the people out there is that no matter how small, we can contribute and also make a difference. Every small step on the path to recovery of our environment matters. So we must not hesitate from taking those steps. Everything that we do matters. I also feel immense gratitude for getting this opportunity that T4 and other sponsors have provided us. Kudos to their team for their vision and efforts that they have put together to bring schools from around the globe together and giving them an opportunity to share their best practices. We are looking forward to presentations by other schools and learn from them and apply whatever we glean from those presentations in our context. At the same time, I would like to thank my team who worked day and night to make this presentation possible. I would like to acknowledge efforts of our headmistress, Ms. Samira Etasham, who pioneered this environmental project and played a pivotal role in making this undertaking a huge success. Special thanks to our moderator, Kuratulan, our music teacher, Mr. Imran Hashmi, for preparing the choir for this song, Ms. Sadaf and her students for the mime, our IT team from the head office, and Mr. Mubin for managing the live session, our team from the education department for their unwavering support, our school coordinator, Ms. Neda Salim, and our computer teacher, Mr. Khurram, our facility manager, Mr. Maqsood, and our support staff. Above all, I'm thankful to all the audience for being here and supporting us. God bless you and good luck. Thank you.
Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teacher forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students in the face of adoptive.
Students forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
Temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.